It is important and crucial that you make time to make a vision board and start looking at it every single day, taking action on it every single day. And then in a couple years, we can all look back and you'll be so happy that you took the time to do it. What's up, guys? Welcome back to our YouTube channel. My name is Taylor.
And I'm Jeff.
And today we're gonna be talking all about vision boards, what they are, why they are so important, and how to actually make one and implement it into your everyday life.
First off, what is a vision board? And the way that I look at a vision board is it's a visual tool to remind you on a consistent basis what you're working towards so that you can keep the daily motivation, the daily disciplines to continue working toward that thing. I know there's a lot of misconception out there around vision boards, thinking that it's just something that if you stare at it long enough, these things are just going to magically appear in your life. I personally don't believe that's exactly how it happens. For me and Taylor, I know both, it's a motivation, it's a drive factor that reminds us what we're working towards on a daily basis.
The first time we made a vision board was probably like 4 years ago, and it's something that I always heard of, but I was always super intimidated to make. I didn't know how to make it, and that's exactly why I wanted to make this, because a lot of people don't know what it is, how to make it, or why it's even important. And just like Jeff said, it's not something that, you know, you just make and sit back and hope that it happens, but this is so important to actually sit down and make, because it gets you thinking about what is your goals, what are you working every single day so hard for, and it gets you in a more clear head on the vision of where you want to go. The moments that you're not motivated or you're not excited about what you're doing because you're in the mundane task of every single day gets you really pushing through those hard times.
Yeah, and I think one of the biggest reasons on the why for me is like why a vision board can help you. A lot of times we get so invested in what we're doing on a daily basis that it's easy for us to lose track of why we're doing it. And those visions, those pictures that you put on this board, they're just gentle reminders on a consistent basis of, okay, cool, I'm focusing on the right things. I know it's hard today. I know I struggled yesterday, or I know this upcoming week is going to be stressful. But when you glimpse at that vision board on your way out the door, or if you're taking time to dedicate, consistently to like actually doing visualization with your vision board, then those gentle reminders keep that motivation strong, to keep the drive strong.
So we try to update these vision boards at least once a year, and then of course you could add to it as you go. But this is something that it's been really cool to actually see some of the things that we've already put on our vision board come to life.
And I know for both of us, like Tay said, it's been incredible to see the things that we've actually been able to check off of our vision boards little by little over the past 4 or 5 years.
If you don't intentionally sit down and make time to think big, think about things that you truly want out of your life, think about where you want to be in 6 months from now, a year from now, 5 years from now, and if you don't sit down and make that time to really push yourself, to challenge yourself, to think bigger, you're going to get stuck in the complacency of life. And so some of the things like the house that we're living in, it's been really cool. That was something that, it wasn't this exact house that was on our vision board, but it was a house that was extremely similar to this one that we are in. And it's crazy because we made that just a couple of years ago, and within that time frame, it's really cool to look back. Just like any before and after that you do in life, it's really cool to look back and see what you were really thinking and hoping for, and then every single day you put hard work in, that you don't realize how far you're progressing in your goals and in your life until you look back and say like, wow, that was actually on our vision board years ago. Another example is took a picture of 100,000 subscribers plaque on YouTube, and I just put my name over the top of somebody else's name, and then I put that on my vision board 2 years ago, and it took me 2 years to actually start a YouTube channel. But because I was looking at it every single day and it was in the back of my mind, I eventually took action on it, which is something we'll talk about later on. Yeah. But it's cool to see now that progressed into, we made a new one with both of our name on it, because now we actually started it together. So although things don't turn out maybe exactly like you envision them, you're going to get close.
One of the main purposes, like you just hit on, that of having a goal, having something that you're shooting for, not just now, but in the future, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years from now. And it's from Alice in Wonderland. So trust me, it's good. So Alice asked the cat, she asked the cat which path she should take. And the cat says, well, where do you want to go? And Alice says, anywhere. And he says, then I suppose any path you take will get you there. And I think that if you look at that, if you don't know where you want to go, you don't know what path to take. So you just end up roaming the roads of life and end up wherever you end up. But if you have a goal, if you have a destination set, then it's easier to get guidance from people that have been where you are or where you're trying to get to. It's easier for you to make the decisions to take the right path to get closer to what you want. But if you never take the time to identify and distinguish what you want, then finding the right path, and I know that's something that a lot of people struggle with, is feeling like they're not on the right path and they're not going the right direction. Well, if you don't have clear goals set, then that's probably a big part of why. You need to understand where you're going so that you can understand how to get there.
Right, you can't make a game plan about something that you don't even know what you're working towards. So it gives you something to get up and work towards every single day. It gives you an opportunity to make a plan, to take action on a daily basis. So if you're someone that's stuck, or maybe you've already been working towards your goals and you're very ambitious, it is important and crucial that you make time to make a vision board and start looking at it every single day, taking action on it every single day. And then in a couple years, we can all look back and look at the progress that we've made closer to that vision board, and you'll be so happy that you took the time to do it.
No doubt, no doubt.
So now, how do we even make this happen? How do you make a vision board? Well, there's a couple of ways, and one of them being you can do it digitally. I know you can use Canva, and you can make this like cool layout full of like a lot of the pictures, the collage that you want to do, and you can digitally keep it on your phone. However, what we actually enjoy doing the most is making a physical version. So there's a few different ways you can do this, but we're going to be focusing on the physical version today. So one of the biggest things that held me back when I was first deciding I want to start a vision board, and I actually see a lot of people hold themselves back from this, is they think they have to do the old school, get a magazine, cut out all the pictures, and then put it on a vision board, like a cork board or something that way. However, I don't feel that that way is effective. One, because I never buy magazines. So just having magazines around isn't a common thing as much as it used to be.
But a second reason for that is that your vision board should have an emotional response to the photos when you see them. So when you see them hang up on your vision board, it should, spark a little bit of emotion inside. You're like, oh, that's the exact photo. That's the exact thing that I wanted. That's really close to exactly what I wanted.
So the reason why we prefer to do it this way and not through a magazine is because we can get a more specific photo of what is going to trigger that emotional response.
Magazines aren't cheap. So, buying several different magazines adds up, and we're all about budgeting and trying to save as much money as possible. So the way that we do it is significantly cheaper than that. And that's another really benefit for us of, using the internet, finding the photos we want, and then printing them out.
Okay, so now how do you even know what to put on your vision board? Something that we do is we write out a list of our goals in a number of different categories. So think about physical goals or fitness goals. Think about financial goals.
Or material,
more material goals.
Yeah.
Your family and relationship goals. Is that what you're going to say?
Lifestyle.
Yeah, life.
Where do you want to be? What do you want your family to look like in 5 years? What do you want your driveway to look like in 5 years? What do you want your home to look like in 5 years?
For example, like having a really nice master bathroom, like that is something very specific that means something to me and I get really excited about. So that is something I put on my vision board. Also, it doesn't have to be material items for yourself. If you're someone that's like, I don't really care about, having material things, think about other ways you can give. Maybe you have a charity goal. Maybe you have, for example, buying a family member a car. Like that's something that isn't necessarily, even though I guess it's a material thing, but it's not necessarily for you, it's for somebody else. And so it doesn't always have to be things for you, but it's things that you want to work really hard to achieve.
I think that's an important part to remember too. This is your vision board. This isn't social media's vision board. This isn't your cousin's vision board or your best friend's vision board. This is your vision board. What do you want? The things that you want are yours. No one gets to dictate what you want and what you don't want. So you have to be confident in those things. And that's why vision boards are so powerful, because that's where that emotional tie comes in. It has to be something that genuinely means something to you, something that you genuinely want to go out and accomplish or achieve.
It also could be experiences. Do you want to travel somewhere? Do you want to experience something new? It could be as broad or as specific as you want it to be. Another thing you can do is if you find any words that mean something to you, you can also take screenshots or photos of them, or you could just get a piece of paper and write it, whatever it is that works for you. But sometimes words that spark that emotion that keeps you moving, whether it motivates you, makes you keep a new perspective, helps put you in the right mindset, those words you can also add to your vision board as well. So we know it can be hard to kind of choose what to even put on your vision board. So that's why we wanted to throw out some ideas, from materialistic to experiences to things you can do for other people. There's a number of different things. It's just whatever sparks that emotional response for you.
And this can be something that, you mentioned this earlier, but this can be something that you continue to build. You don't have to complete it perfectly today. If you have 5 things that you think about today. Hey, these are 5 things I know I want. These are 5 areas. I already have goals set. I know what that looks like. Cool, start there. And then as you continue to progress through the year, through your life, you're going to continue to unlock new goals, find new achievements that you want to accomplish, and you can always add those to your vision board. You really actually should be adding those things to your vision board as you're progressing through life and leveling up. And you think about something new you want to achieve. Maybe it is more of a charitable cause. Okay, that's great. Now take that, print it off, add it to your vision board. It's not something that's just permanently set in stone. Once it's there, it's done. It's always evolving, always changing.
But also, you are going to evolve as a person. So things you put on your vision board today, in 5 years you might be like, oh, that was silly. But it doesn't matter because it means something to you today. Yep. Because as you grow and evolve, so will your vision board. Hopefully this is something you look back and reflect on consistently and make sure that you're updating at least once a year. Yep. Because you will evolve and grow. You're going to accomplish some things. You're going to desire new things. You're going to like not even care about some of the things you put on there. And sure. Again, that's okay. So now once you have an idea of some of the things you want to put on your vision board, you can go on Google, which is what he went on. He just went on Google and searched the images. Or you could do what I did and I just got on Pinterest and I just Pinterested all the photos of things that I wanted.
One thing that I also did specifically for, this is another resource, I used Zillow. I just got on there and I found like real life houses that are, very close or almost ideal exactly to what we want. And
the location that you want as well.
Yeah, and the location, and took a screenshot, and that's on my vision board now.
You can also get creative, kind of like what I was explaining earlier. So you can get creative and you can take a photo, like I did with the plaque, and then I just went onto my Instagram story and just put words over it, and then save the image where it looked like it was Jeff and I's accomplishment of getting 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. So you can get a little creative and save an image that way. But then once you have all of your images saved, then you can actually either, if you have a printer at home, you can print them out there. But something that we do, because we don't have a printer, is we've been using the Walgreens Photo app and Walgreens Photo printout. Now, this is not sponsored by Walgreens. Nope. I wish. But, we found that that's super easy. I know there's a few other places that do it. I think Walmart does it, a couple other places like that. But it's really cheap. You can also always look for coupons and stuff like that for those photo apps. I mean, they are really, really cost effective. And you can print out a bunch of photos for relatively cheap. Once you have all your pictures printed off, then you just need a corkboard and some pins.
Thumbtacks.
You have it all put together. Now you can set it somewhere where you look at it every single day. So you can remember, like we talked about in the beginning, those mundane tasks, or on the days you're kind of low motivation, you remember why you are getting up and why you're putting so much work into what you're doing.
Yeah. And a great practice is to just get in the habit of taking time to intentfully look at your vision board, review your vision board on a daily basis as well. For example, in our office here at home, both of our vision boards are hanging directly on the opposite wall that we face all day long while we're on Zoom calls, teaching, coaching. So we get to, every moment that I'm not on a call, I look past that and I see the 2 vision boards put together, and then there's a cute little sign above that that says believe. So just on a daily basis, it's something that we see and we get to look at. And again, on the days that are harder, cool, take a little bit more time looking at that and reminding yourself of where you're headed and what you're working towards.
And some people, they take them to work with them so they can look at them during work. Some people, they put them in their bathroom so then they can look at it maybe while you're brushing your teeth in the morning and at night, and just really visualize and reflect. And, wherever you want to put it, that you can reflect and look at that, that's,
Totally up to you. Now that you have taken the time and found your goals and a clear vision of what you want to accomplish in the future, that's where the fun starts. So now you have the vision board complete. It's hanging up somewhere. You get to see it consistently every single day. Now we have to decide what work we're going to do to get there. And that's where you get to come up with a daily routine with habits and consistency that are going to move you closer to that goal. So something Taylor and I are going to be doing is we're going to be building a video out to show you the routines, the habits, the things that we focus on, the way we execute on a daily basis that have helped us get to some of the goals to check off on our vision board so far, and how we're going to continue to check off the goals on our vision board that we're creating today with you guys. So make sure that you're subscribed, you have your notifications on, so every time we launch a new video, you get to see, and we'll be putting in the work to build that video up for you guys as soon as possible.
I'm excited because that's where I see a lot of people get overwhelmed and fall off, is because they don't take daily actions on their goals and they don't know where to even begin. Be sure to check back in so you know exactly what path to take and exactly how to do it. And we'll catch you guys in the next one.
That That escalated quickly.
That was intense.
Yeah, it was.
Felt right.
Yeah, you just went all in on it. You turned and went into character and everything.
Okay.
Okay.
I said okay a million times.
Okay.
Okay. I can't
Okay.
resist.
That's like your starting phrase. You're like,
Yeah.
that's what gets you in the sun. Okay.
Yeah, I know. I'm resisting. Okay.
You can't not say it. It's like an impulse. You
I
can't
c-
control it. It's awesome.
Okay. Ah! I just can't resist. Peace.
Nailed it.